Steve Harvey has the internet buzzing like never before. Everyone can't stop dissecting how he appears to be fully backing Michael B. Jordan over Lori Harvey's new beau, Damson Idris. The energy is unmistakable, and fans are picking up on every single move. Steve has always had love for Michael, but ever since that Oscar victory, it feels like his support has turned up a notch, almost as if it's sending a message without saying a word. What's really raising eyebrows is how quiet Steve has gone when it comes to Damson. Back when Lori was with Michael, Steve couldn't stop mentioning him in interviews, painting him as a perfect match every single time. But now, with Damson in the picture, it's like he's invisible in Steve's world. That sudden shift has fans talking, and some even claim it feels deliberate. It gets even messier. Even after Lori and Michael split, Steve continued keeping Michael's name alive in conversations. Apparently, it reached a point where Lori had to step in and tell him to cool it, because it was starting to cast her in a negative light publicly. Then there are whispers that Damson had been trying to mirror Michael's moves, adding a layer of tension behind the scenes. And with Steve not fully embracing him, the pressure just keeps mounting. Recently, Steve and Michael were spotted together at a basketball game, and of course, social media erupted once again. Every smile, every gesture was dissected, and fans were quick to declare that Steve is still Team Michael, through and through. From the way it unfolded, this didn't seem like a staged meetup at all. But one thing was crystal clear. Steve was genuinely thrilled to see Michael. Around the time the breakup news hit, Michael B. Jordan was spotted at a basketball game, and fans online immediately noticed how down he seemed. His mood didn't go unnoticed, adding another layer to how the situation was being perceived publicly. Now, looking back at that moment with Steve Harvey, reports suggest things got tense behind the scenes. Steve later revealed in an interview that Lori Harvey wasn't happy with how he had greeted Michael, even giving him a clear warning not to repeat it. According to insiders, the issue wasn't that Michael had done anything wrong to Lori. It was more about how their public interaction made it look like there was no bad blood on his side. After all, if Michael had truly wronged her, people say Steve wouldn't have been out there embracing him so openly. That's where much of the speculation stemmed from. Some are even re-examining the earlier narrative pushed after the breakup, when Lori and her mother Marjorie allegedly suggested Michael had been unfaithful with an ex. Now, fans are questioning whether that story really adds up. At the end of the day, many feel that Steve's actions are speaking louder than any statement. The way he interacted with Michael is making people wonder what really happened, and whether the public story tells the full truth. Marjorie didn't stay silent either. When she stepped in, it was noticed immediately. She reposted a clip of Jennifer Lewis saying, "If you sit in it for too long, it stops smelling, so come out of there." That post sent social media into a frenzy because it didn't feel random. Every detail, the timing, the tone, made fans believe it was directed at Michael. It came across as calculated, a subtle yet clear message, and fans were quick to connect the dots. What truly made the situation stand out, though, was a divided energy within the family. While Lori and her mom appeared to be shaping a narrative that cast Michael in the wrong, Steve moved in an entirely different direction. Instead of supporting that angle, he began posting messages that seemed like quiet support for Michael. One of his posts read, "Love yourself, my G." Shortly after, Steve Harvey followed up with another post. "Sometimes we need to thank God for what didn't happen." Social media didn't waste a second. People reacted instantly. Many were convinced these weren't just random thoughts, but subtle words of encouragement aimed squarely at Michael B. Jordan. That alone had the online world buzzing. But Steve didn't stop there. During his interview with Hoda and Jenna, the way he spoke about Lori Harvey added even more layers. He said, "She's growing up as a public figure. She doesn't get to make her mistakes like everybody else. Everybody else gets to make their mistakes in the cloak of darkness at your house. Hayes gets public eyes." Then he added, "But she's done a really good job of figuring it out and getting it right." On the surface, it sounded like a supportive father, but fans felt there was a deeper subtext, almost like Steve was hinting that leaving Michael might not have been Lori's best move. Meanwhile, Michael stayed quiet for a while, which only intensified curiosity about his perspective. He didn't rush to defend himself or respond to the subtle shots, and that silence had fans watching his every move even more closely. When he finally spoke, he did it on his own terms. During his SNL appearance, he used a comedy segment to address the situation, sending a clear message without saying too much. He referenced a relationship and implied that the breakup was Loy's loss, not his. That moment surprised many, as it was the first time he publicly acknowledged the situation. Yet, for some, it was long overdue, especially after all the subtle digs that had been thrown previously. The conversation shifted once again, raising more questions about what really happened behind the scenes. And the drama didn't stop there. Now whispers emerged that Steve and Loy had clashed again. And once again, the focus circled back to Michael B. Jordan, now freshly riding high after his major Oscar win. According to insiders, Loy actually reached out to Michael too. Lori Harvey reportedly reached out to Michael B. Jordan multiple times, calls and texts, but he didn't respond at all. That silence alone set social media abuzz, giving the impression that he has fully moved on and isn't interested in reopening that chapter. But the drama didn't stop there. Steve Harvey also reached out to Michael to congratulate him, and when Loy learned about it, it reportedly didn't sit well with her. From her perspective, it seemed like Steve continued showing a level of respect and support for Michael that has never extended to Damson Idris. And with each passing moment, that difference becomes more glaring. Adding even more tension, rumors suggest Damson has been trying hard to win Steve over, putting in effort, showing up the right way, trying to prove himself. Yet, despite his attempts, it still doesn't seem to land the same way. Online chatter also hints that Damson is trying to follow a path similar to Michael B. Jordan, almost stepping into a role that feels preset. Some believe he's doing this to earn the same level of respect and approval from Steve. To complicate matters further, rumors are now floating that Damson could be in talk for a role connected to the Black Panther franchise, fueling even more comparisons to Michael, given how closely he is tied to that universe. Whether those rumors are true or not, the speculation adds pressure and keeps all eyes on Damson. Meanwhile, Steve's subtle actions continue to speak volumes, even without a word. That's why social media has been exploding with opinions. One fan wrote, "I know Steve Harvey was upset because Loy really fumbled Oscar winner Michael B. Jordan." Another added, "Loy Harvey is going to regret fumbling Michael B. Jordan. She's not getting any younger, and Damson Idris is already stepping out on her with other women." Now it's your turn. What do you make of Steve allegedly going off on Loy over Michael? Do you think she might try to circle back after his Oscar win? Drop your thought in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The reaction felt completely natural, not staged, and fans immediately noticed it. What makes it even more striking is that Steve Harvey has never shown this kind of energy toward any of Loy's other exes. Sure, he's crossed paths with them at games and industry events before, but he always kept it casual, polite, and moved on. With Michael B. Jordan, however, it's different. Fans are seeing a clear pattern. This wasn't just a quick handshake either. It blossomed into a full, warm hug, the kind that speaks volumes about genuine familiarity and comfort. That single moment had everyone talking because it hinted that Steve still views Michael in a uniquely significant way. Many fans are even suggesting that Steve once truly believed Michael would become his son-in-law, and that notion isn't pulled out of thin air. Sources close to Loy revealed that when she and Michael split, it was because Michael was ready to settle down, but Loy wasn't on the same timeline. Reports claim she wanted to explore life more and keep her options open, adding yet another layer to the tension fans are dissecting.